Hello and welcome to another update video on SUI. Well, what a weekend. I mean, we see quite some price action. There are obviously some geopolitical developments that can possibly here act as a catalyst. As I always say, whenever we get news events like these, they usually are simply accelerating what basically was already in the charts. We know that this down, some people would say that all of this, what's happening right now, is causing the downtrend, right? I mean, the downtrend started already, guys, on the 12th of May, right? So the downtrend is just unfolding and was not yet, the plan was not yet for it to finish. Rather, we wanted to see if the price can get to 242, which has happened now. The target has now been reached, actually. That was the target that we talked about in previous videos. I also communicated that again today on X, for example. So if you follow us there, feel free to do so. A few days ago, no, just yesterday, I think. Hold on. Or just yesterday, I think I posted here the price remains under pressure, and I would still like to see the price reach the 242 level. I mean, 266 was the price then. Now the price is at exactly 242, just like 24 hours later. So there is currently no signal that anything is happening. Anything's, I don't need to change anything, right, with the chart. So it's simply target reached. But target reached does not mean that we have to stop here. Target reached does not mean that we have to turn around, okay? So it's simply a target that has been reached in the direction of the trend, which is down from the May high. And we are then always, whenever we reach targets, we have to pay close attention to the chart. Is there any reaction? Certainly a meaningful level that has been reached here. But then again, the whole market is under pressure, and Bitcoin is basically meant to reach, like, I don't know, 92 to 95K. Talked about that only today in the Bitcoin video. So I'm not quite sure if SUI will have it can actually turn around here. We're still in that downtrend, and this is getting quite extended, this fifth wave down. Now, not in terms of our targets. I mean, targets are here, especially the 100% extension and the 61.8 retracement. A bit of a cluster of support there. Resistance levels held over the last few days. But I'm not happy anymore with the idea that this is an ABC structure. I might make a small change, which isn't going to be super, it's not going to affect anything really, but I'm labeling this now. We want to have it correct as a WXY structure. Why do I do that? Because the WXY aligns more with the proportions that we actually see right now. So we have a 3-wave move in wave W, a 3-wave move in wave X, but instead of counting this as a 5-wave move, where the 5th wave is super extended, it's just an ABC structure, because an extended 5th doesn't happen in crypto, right? It normally, it happens in metals, but it never happens in crypto. So, okay, never say never, but, we go with the most probable count. So that really doesn't change much. It doesn't change any levels, but at least we have, let's say, proportions that actually are realistic. So all that means is we still have a support area here which ranges down to $2.09. Okay, so we have in orange the standard Fibonacci retracement zone, and in blue a Fibonacci extension zone based on the nanostructures. Here, this is the wave W and the wave X, and that gives us this target range between $2.09 and $2.42. This has now been reached. And if we then look at the Y wave, it's an ABC structure, as I just showed you. 5 waves down in A, we have the B wave, and this could be the C wave. Honestly, if it's not a WXY, we are likely going to break support. So either it's the WXY in the bullish count, or we're likely going to break down and invalidate anyway. So below $2.09, we don't have invalidation, but invalidation becomes more likely. The actual invalidation point is this one. It is the April low. So, and this is at $1.72. So all I can say to you is we had a 5-wave move up. That is a decent setup. We have a 3-wave move down. But typically what we have seen in crypto in this cycle is either when we have these nice setups, either the pullbacks are really shallow because the market is super bullish, or the pullbacks are so deep that nobody wants to buy anymore because people are scared. Now, a wave 2 is scary. That is what a wave 2 is, okay? Just by definition. So I'm not gonna give up on this scenario. At the same time, I posted that earlier today as well. I think that like, patience is probably the best strategy until we actually see like a sign of life by the buyers. Okay, unless you want to catch the falling knife. If you catch the falling knife, then you at least do it considering invalidation points and risk levels, right? Not just blindly catching the falling knife. That's the advantage with Elliott Wave. I mean, different strategies can work. Important is that you do everything that you do with a plan. So you have key levels, okay? Some people might buy the pullback, okay? Then it might be a good time to start adding. However, please note that you know where you want to stop out. So don't be greedy. Keep it small maybe until we actually see a reversal signal. So, and then there's always a chance to scale up a trade. But yeah, again, things can shift from one moment to another in crypto. We're still in a local downtrend, and I've added a resistance area, or rather adjusted it. It's between $2.64 and $2.79. That's the standard resistance area. And this is the resistance area that the price would likely react to if we are still getting one more low. $2.09 again is the level below which probabilities will shift towards a more bearish interpretation. That's the update on SUI. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, don't forget today at 5 p.m. UTC, that is in 4 hours from here, roughly, we have our member live stream in which I cover all questions. We cover normally like 40 to 50 coins. You guys can decide what we're doing. And I think it will be busy today with a day like that. Lots of questions, probably some broken setups to look at, looking at if the charts still have a chance. If you want to find out more, join the conversation, check out our membership. Thanks so much. See you later. See you on the live. Bye-bye.